Yeah.
Well, Matty, 1-0 win, pleasing?
Absolutely, yeah. It's part of what we set out to achieve, I suppose, is not just the result, but the performance we can be proud of. We spoke a lot this week about the mental preparation of how to control our emotion, how to deal with the pressure and the expectation that's growing amongst this group of players. But yeah, couldn't be any more prouder than the players with regards to the outcome of this evening.
Yeah, you spoke about that mental pressure. They were under a lot of pressure after going down to 10 men.
Yeah, unnecessary, isn't it, with a sending off? But we've just heard from Josh himself, who addressed the players and said a few words, which was fantastic to hear. It just shows the unity, the togetherness, the acceptance of the situation. But every player fought, not just for Josh's situation, I suppose, but for the team, for the country. They, absolutely played with pride, didn't they? But within that, it wasn't erratic, it wasn't frantic, it was a lot of controlled emotion and so much discipline in the performance from players. So we've learned a lot about our players tonight in circumstances like that.
How difficult were the circumstances as well? They scored a goal but it was ruled out. That very difficult circumstances, especially with the weather as well.
We knew what Iceland were about and what they'd come and deliver. And we'd prepared the players all week with regards to not just matching them, but being better than them when it came to our application, our attitude, our hard work, our desire, playing with pride and heart, because that's what Iceland are about. And if we can nullify that and certainly overcome it with regards to us being better than them in those areas, then our performance was always going to shine through. And linked to that was the bravery in which we showed in our possession, playing against what was a very tenacious and aggressive Iceland team. Every back pass they pressed and they were at us every single time. And that takes a lot of composure from players to be able to play under that pressure. So really satisfying.
Probably a different test now on Monday up against Denmark. One you're relishing?
Absolutely. Well, every game at the moment, it's hard not to enjoy this with the players, because every challenge we put in front of them, they seem to overcome and certainly achieve. And I wouldn't necessarily overachieve, but when you looked at the opposition that we had in the group, every team pretty much was higher ranked than us. So it was always a demand from the players to make sure that we try and get something from the games. It was a real difficult period playing those away games. And we came through it unscathed. Everyone's spoken about our record with regards to being unbeaten. And we wanted to just carry that pride going forward in these next two games as well, competing against higher ranked teams. We know what Denmark are going to bring. We know what they're about. They're top seeds in the group. And that alone, sets the precedent of what you're going to expect within their performance. They're a top quality side. But we've shown now, and hopefully we can take the confidence from our first game against Denmark, that we know that we can compete against these teams.
Yeah, you just said about the 2-2 draw out in Denmark. Can you take inspiration from that going into Monday night?
I think every training session, every contact that we have with players, not just the staff, but the players themselves, take inspiration from everything they're achieving. And what's nice when you get in success is that, it builds momentum, and even when mistakes are happening, you've still got the high levels of confidence and team belief to be able to get further success with your results and performances.
Still unbeaten. Tonight's result means you are currently top of the group. It is unprecedented times. I can't remember the last time a Welsh under-21 side was top of a Euro qualifying group. That must please you during your short spell as Cymru U21's manager.
Please me? Jesus, yeah. Well, listen, we can't get carried away, can we? And I think that's what was difficult, I suppose, facing you guys leading into these games, was there's a high expectation building amongst the group. Not just because we got tremendous individual ability, we got tremendous players who are achieving a lot at club level. If we want to compete and further compete in qualifiers at 21 age groups, the players know what's the agenda, and that is to get their experiences, club experiences at club level, aspire to be senior players, whether that's going out on loan and getting the game time that they require. For us becomes the easy part, because we're dealing with such high quality level of player, and we're lucky to be in that position at the moment.
Yeah, you spoke about players playing at senior level. Charlie Savage, I know, has one come back into the team tonight. I know there was a lot of high praise for his performance against Gibraltar. That must be a really nice luxury to have bring senior players back into the 21s.
That's right, yeah. And what comes with that, I suppose, again, we talk about expectation from others. So we've made sure that we've provided an environment for the likes of Joe Lowe and Charlie Savage, Luke Harris, Owen Beck, who have had that senior exposure, I suppose, to make sure that they feel comfortable. They're playing within their own age group. They've got an opportunity to excel. We expect them to showcase some of the experiences that they've had from being around, Pagey and the senior players. And they've done that in abundance, since they've joined us this week. And the performances showcase that tonight as well, the level of maturity and experience that they've shown, even just, from their one senior experience so far, the debuts that they've made for the country. We've been able to relish that, and the players have loved having those players around. The amount of energy that Charlie showed in his performance, let alone the quality he delivers as well, is fantastic. And I think that's always going to be the thing that's questioned, isn't it, with players dropping back into the 21s environment. It's been perceived as, that it's frowned upon or it shouldn't be happening. There's nothing wrong with this. It's a fantastic platform for them to really excel and show the country what they're made of, because then further opportunities with the senior team will come naturally anyway.
Last one for me, any injuries or any knocks from tonight?
No concerns at the moment. I've had a quick brief from the medical team. I'm sure there'd be knocks and bruises and nothing. We can sort of turn things around quite quickly. We've got a full recovery strategy tomorrow as well, with some social time with the players and some time off feet as well, so we can switch off from the game of football and then we turn them back on Friday.
Cheers, Matty.